Alright, let's see. Desperate measures. Meet me at 5 seconds, you guys. Here we are. We're doing it. We're going to count to 3 and we're going to press play. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
And I'm Jim Menard, the director of photography.
And James Titchener, visual effects producer. That's nice.
Oh,
this
that's
is Andy Makita shot all this, didn't he?
Yeah. And Andy Wilson, our second unit team, under our direction.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, if some of you don't know what second unit is, we don't have time on the first unit, which is our main shooting entity, shall we say. We send out kind of a skeleton crew on the outside to do these sort of lead-in shots or stunts or whatever. And
so who came up with the guys smoking?
I did.
They are bad guys.
Hmm?
They're bad guys.
They're bad guys.
It's like the
exactly.
shorthand nowadays. People who smoke are bad guys.
Well, also they're foreigners too, and they smoke a lot more than North Americans anymore. But
damn, dude, people who smoke are bad guys, huh?
Where I wanted to draw the attention away, like here, as you'll see, and he wants to draw the attention away, and you'll see why. We had to, I kind of invented this thing. You'll see when he lights his cigarette what happens. I don't want to give it away, but.
Again, if you haven't watched the show and you're listening to us, you probably do better to watch the show first.
Yes. There it is. See, I just wanted to draw his attention, and so they can waste these guys.
Now, this is pretty tough. I don't think we don't. This. Yeah. It's an intense sequence.
Yeah, it was quite intense for this show, this type of show. But I kind of wanted it to make it that way. I don't think it originally was written this way, but yeah, good. They redid that shot.
Yes, this was
because I didn't like the way. Right.
Oh, nice.
It was shot second unit, but then we actually went back and redid it so that we can.
That's what we wanted. Good. That's better. Yeah. And bingo, we're back in whatever ville we live in.
Don't know where this was shot. Was this out in?
This was in North Vancouver, North Vancouver Health Club.
That's right. Yeah. The neat thing about this show is there are a lot of different locations. A nice little hint of that guy who'll come back later.
Oh shit! Got her.
She's a pretty tough gal.
Sure is.
There's nothing she can't do.
That's Frank Turner, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the street guy.
Yeah, that's Frank. Yeah,
veteran Vancouver actor. Fabulous.
Ninjas.
Scenes you'd always like to see.
Hell yeah.
So this is a show that Dan Shea got to play a little bit on, hey? Our stunt coordinator.
Yeah.
He might have even been in the show. I don't remember. I guess we'll see.
Well, we did a little bit more than we normally do, driving and that stunt action sequence there. And I can't remember if he is in the show or not.
I don't remember.
I know he did the first, he obviously stunt coordinated setup and the fights at the truck at the beginning. And,
Is this a Joe Paul script? Or is it
yes.
Brad? Joe Paul.
Joe and Paul. I believe that. Yes. It's hard to remember sometimes. There's so many different people.
So many.
Well, actually, there isn't that many different people, but they all mix it up a lot.
So many.
What usually happens is either Joe or Paul or Ron or
somebody fixes it up. They change things up.
They'll write a script, and then Brad or Robert will take it and
rewrite
or polish or whatever.
That's what I'm talking about.
Script to sort of make it very Stargate-y.
But good stuff.
According to one of the neighbors, Major Carter got into her car and left around 8:30 Saturday morning. It's over 48 hours.
Briefing room.
Yep, briefing room again. Keep it interesting. Departing information.
Yep.
This is just where they trying to find out where Carter is. Old Don Davis. He's right.
This is a cool shot.
We wanted a little distortion here because she's been drugged.
That was
as you can see, the opening frame was quite
the lens
distorted.
was actually almost touching her nose. It's a 6mm lens from Panavision. We're hanging it on a jib arm and a dolly, and it's so wide that it's hard to get out of the shot with any of the other equipment.
And this, how high are we in reality with the camera?
12 feet, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
if that. Yeah, we're right.
That,
yeah,
yeah.
right. We're it's extremely wide lens for
Yeah.
35mm format.
Yeah.
Right.
So you seem really, really high, but you're actually not that
Yeah.
high off the ground.
Bill adds great style in this whole show.
Oh, what is that thing?
Some kind of
Alien toy or something?
fish or something. I don't know. What's something?
Huge. Never trust a man with feet that big.
Yeah, Joe and Paul.
Yeah.
Hi there. Go away. This is my stuff.
I just
Raining.
Yeah, pouring rain that day.
This is my stuff.
Pouring rain at the start, sun by the end of the scene.
Right.
It's just like,
Were you around here Saturday?
Why should I tell you?
For those of you out there, we never stop, rain or shine. Doesn't matter. And it's amazing how we can make it, well, close to match anyway.
Yeah.
During these scenes. Sun comes out, I'd throw silks or something over them to make shadow things to make it look softer light, or
Wow.
open
Or-
everything up
Yeah.
to give us a little highlights and light things when it's overcast.
Yeah.
A friend of mine disappeared from around here on Saturday morning. Woman, about 5'9"ish, blonde.
How's it working with guest stars who come in?
I have a great time with them. I enjoy. I really enjoy all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Depending, obviously, the degree and difficulty of the part, and
Mhm.
we cast. We read quite a few people for each one of these guest stars,
Mhm.
and of course, it's usually up to myself and the producer to agree on who we're going to,
Put up a fight.
to use,
Mm-hmm.
and basically, they usually will.
3, maybe 4.
Most of the time, let me
Pulled up in white
make the
Right.
final decision, but not always. Most
Yeah.
of it. But I've usually been very fortunate about that, and
Think they listen?
sometimes you have to work a little bit harder with them on a certain part or whatever, something that's certain feeling that you want out of that character.
Well,
But most of the
especially-
time they come in, they're very, very well
Yeah.
prepared, and they read the. In other words, they interpret the part quite well,
Mhm.
so they're fairly well prepared.
Well, I think it's tricky too, from just because it's such a long-running show, and there's a definite sort of tone to the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's also certain parts sometimes, especially in alien worlds and things like
Yes.
that, you want
Yeah.
them to play it what we call over the top,
Yeah.
or under. You
Yeah.
want to play it very possibly monotonish or very flat.
Yeah, which is really, really difficult actually for an actor to do.
Yes, it is. It's and the actors are normally so afraid of this shot right here. We're mounted right on the gurney itself. The camera's mounted right on what we call a tray. It's mounted right over her head, right on the thing. And
I like the way he used it to get her away from them, so that the rest of the scene could play out.
What do you mean unidentified?
Nothing I've ever seen before.
So this was shot out at Riverview, and it's an old mental health hospital. And one of the wings was shut down a few years ago. Ouch. And now it's filmed in. I guess that's basically what that place is for. Nobody else does anything with it.
yeah, that's all they use it for now. And
A lot of the X-Files was shot there.
There's another
Yeah.
great Garrity shot with a low-angle
Mhm.
prism right on the floor,
Mhm.
just looking in over the scalp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this show is actually full of the trademark Garrity shots.
We bring in all the toys.
Yeah.
yeah,
Macro zoom lenses and low-angle prisms, cranes.
yeah, I really appreciate them giving me the latitude to be able to do this. And a lot of shows that we work on various shows, obviously, and a lot of shows that we go to, there's a certain format that they like to stick close to, and they're afraid to veer from the norm.
Mm.
And
Bro,
here it's
Look how
encouraged,
much-
which is really great.
look how much weight he lost.
Tom.
Yeah.
Harry.
Really good.
I love these
Oh.
guys' relationship.
Yes,
It's got such a
already
great
established
chemistry.
actor there that in another episode that my
Really?
first chance to work with him here, at least in this show.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a tremendous actor.
Mm-hmm.
Quite good.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you find me?
Played a lot of hide and
Yeah,
seek.
it's a fun love-hate relationship that
Yeah.
these two characters have with each other. I've done a bunch of shows with him now. Must be actually this year he probably did 4 or 5 episodes. I
Yeah.
think. Could be wrong. Maybe it wasn't quite that many. But the last couple of years he's really come back a lot.
Yeah, I've worked with him on other things, other shows, not Stargate, in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But here was an instance where he came in knowing the part,
Mm-hmm.
and I interpreted it slightly different than he did.
Mm-hmm.
But I let him go on his own, and he was right.
Mm-hmm.
He said, we can,
Mm-hmm.
because he knew the character better than I.
Right.
Because I had not seen the other episodes
Right.
of what he'd done.
Right.
And this is a case where you have to just let them go on their, because it works, and the relationship between he and Rick, has been established, and I actually would have made it. I think put a strain on it. It wouldn't have worked as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I really am. You know how this game is played and the kind of people who play
Yeah,
it.
they've been doing this for a few episodes now, so.
Yeah.
And that's the majority of this episode is their sort of antagonism, but yet having to work together to find
Yeah.
Carter. That's what the show's all about. So
That's all he said.
nice shot.
He was a 4574.
yeah, this is just another way. Make it extremely tight, and
Lots of contrast.
yes,
Whole
lots
scene.
of contrast. And, well,
I know, it's interesting.
Yes,
You see
very,
any shots
yes.
like that? It just changes now.
yeah.
It completely changes.
Well, here's another terrific actor that
Pissed is the word.
was Richard Dean Anderson's
Mm-hmm.
partner
This
in
guy.
Legend.
Oh, is that
Television
right?
series we did, Legend.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
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 He was actually his name was Bartok.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Q.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Star Trek.
thank you. Right.
He's great fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun to
What a
watch.
character face too.
Oh, yeah.
Away from your turkey sandwich.
It was a ham and cheese, actually. And I'm the one who's sorry because obviously you wasted a trip to Washington.
Now, the other thing that we don't think about very often when we do this sort of stuff, well, we think about it, but I don't think you think about it as an audience member, is
About Major Carter's disappearance, I couldn't
the
help but wonder.
multiple angles and multiple takes. And the actor has to eat throughout those.
Yes.
So, a lot of the times, depending on how many angles and how many takes, an actor can eat a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the new guys always eat way more than they should.
That's
Yeah,
right.
until they learn that they try to end the scene chewing so they can spit it out before they have to do another take.
Exactly.
Don't swallow it. you know, so-
Exactly. There's only so much food that you can eat while you're acting.
I know who you're referring to, Colonel. And are you telling me that you're trusting a convicted traitor?
I like that little statue back there, too.
Look, your opinion of me and this organization...
Also, the difficulty of when they're eating or doing any business like that, of matching,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can cut from your wide shots to your tighter shots at exactly the precise moment they're doing exactly the same thing. It's very difficult. An actor and our script coordinators, basically our script supervisors on the set, have to keep meticulous notes of that, and the actors have to know, and sometimes that gets to be
Mm-hmm.
difficult.
Secret military operations.
Yeah. And who watches over you?
We're not unaccountable, Colonel. And I admit there have been some minor indiscretions in the past, perpetrated by a few renegade individuals, but they've been exposed, and they will be brought to justice, with or without your help.
Mayborn is pointing a finger at you.
Yeah. Well, has it ever occurred to you that maybe Mayborn is trying to mask his own involvement?
I'd need some convincing.
Well, we recently traced...
I love the with the advent of the letterbox and the newer,
Mm-hmm.
wider, larger screen televisions that everybody is buying. It allows you now to shoot in wider angles. In other words, shoot in more a feature style like waist shots, and you can
Right.
see them talk. In other words, on the old small screen televisions that everybody has, in order to get the impact, you would normally have to shoot and cut into close-ups right into.
Right.
So you get the impact of what they're saying, whereas
Right.
in the waist shot it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But now,
because TVs are getting bigger.
Well,
and
exactly. It's almost like going to a theater
Yeah.
now and everybody's
Yeah.
home, so
Yeah.
you can shoot in a different style.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I love that style, especially if you're in letterbox, because you can frame so much more in the wider.
Well, it really
widescreen system.
it's not only being able to have these wider frames and play them longer, but it's also having kind of more of a palette in a way, because
Exactly,
then you
right.
have the contrast where when you do go in for a close-up, it's more effective because you don't always have to be there.
True.
I made a couple $100 million in something called fiber optic host channel adapters, and then had the good sense to diversify before the tech market bottomed out. Now he's into everything from shipyards to sportswear.
There he is,
Rear
Conrad.
projection, wasn't it, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
LCD projector on the back
Yeah.
side.
The one thing that we hadn't done up until this point, but now we're doing quite often, is seeing that projector turn off. And we've created a CG version of the projector. I think you actually talked about wanting to do that in this
I
episode.
think, yeah, I did. I don't know. I don't think
Wow.
We
we did.
didn't do it in this one,
yeah.
but Peter Deloise actually did it in another episode.
Peter gets everything.
I know.
Yeah, and when it shuts off, it's the office on the other side,
Yeah.
projected. So
Yeah. Oh, you did it that way as well once, yeah. But
Yeah.
now we actually have like a CG
screen comes up.
screen that goes up, and
Working late?
How did you get in here?
Well, the ability to sneak around.
There was a shot that I wanted to do in this, and this was a second unit shot because it was late at night. But you reach down, and he turns the cannon toward her.
oh yeah,
And that's an homage to.
That's an homage to Godfather Part 2.
yes,
Because when J.D. Spradlin was talking to Al Pacino in the office
uh-huh,
at the Tahoe place,
uh-huh,
I did that movie anyway, and he turned the gun right on him like that on the desk.
uh-huh,
Nothing's
uh-huh.
new, you know.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
But I don't know whether, yeah, there it is.
is.
There it is. It wasn't quite the impact I wanted at the time. I mean, because it was done,
Yeah,
edited into the wrong
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But it wasn't a coincidence.
I'm sure Adrian wouldn't be involved in anything like that.
Did he tell you what you were buying for?
Something valued at $10 million?
Actually, it was just, it's obviously just meant as a threat to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But it's a
the
nice
image is, you know.
Yeah. Doing it with the pictures rather than the words.
Yeah.
Close working relationship.
I do my job. And I
Yeah,
don't
there's
ask
a lot to be learned from those older pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a good thing now, you know, with DVDs and videos and stuff, people get an opportunity to watch them again
Mm-hmm.
rather than having to wait for re-releases or, you know, late night television.
Our association is finished.
This was an interesting shot here.
It's a great reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, Jack, you're stealing my routine.
Consider it an homage.
What's up, Jack?
A lot of locations in this show.
Yeah.
Which is fun. It's
Mhm.
great when you get out and
Mm-hmm.
work outside.
It's tricky for Lynn and John to sort of organize because you want to be able, you still have to shoot it in 7 days, and you got to be able to sort of consolidate your locations and find places that have 2 or 3 different things that you can do, even though they might not be in the same place.
There's another application of a macro zoom. It's an interesting Panavision lens that allows you to be right on top of something and have focus.
Mm-hmm.
Tricky for the focus puller.
This was an interesting performance. This guy gave right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hello again, Major Carter.
I thought it was terrific.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Once again, the grips had to black out the entire giant wing of the building to shoot this during the day.
Yeah, it's a kind of a creepy location. There's,
Oh, it's very creepy.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
There's lots of rumors of ghosts and such on the 4th floor, and Jean-Luc Dinsdale, who was the on-set supervisor for this, also worked on X-Files as a camera assistant, and he'd tell stories about PAs while they're shooting, they're hearing people walking around
Bro.
above them on the 4th floor, and you know, having to stop shooting and people yelling at the PAs to go up there and lock up the location, stop people from walking around, and they'll go up and
Bro.
there's nobody up there. And after a while, PAs just wouldn't go up there anymore.
I studied deep space radar telemetry.
Yeah, we've been shooting in different sections of that building for, gosh, 15 years. You know, other sections that are closed down now that they won't even let us in to shoot anymore.
Tell me what you can about the symbiote.
That's a great transition.
Oh yeah, and this is a nice shot too. This is one of our, say, 3 or 4 visual effects shots in the show. A little redundant here, but this really worked well.
Oh yeah.
So a gold symbiote.
It's a gold symbiote, right?
Nice reflection.
That's all CG for those of you out there. We actually did experiment with what, eels or something.
That's right. We were
gonna try
talking
and-
at one point just for background shots, not for a focused shot like that, but which wouldn't have been bad. And this is neat too. This is rear projected, isn't
This
it?
is actually in that same parkade, and we again utilize our LCD projector and bring back a blast from the past when they recreate projected images behind actors. I'd actually shot the plates behind here years ago on another TV series, and I knew then I had to do some poor man's process, so I hauled them out, and that's a projected image behind them, and then there's about 10 or 20 moving lights, always something moving, one person street lights, brake lights, passing traffic, and you just keep everything moving, and it's
quite believable.
It's excellent.
You know, it really is. It looks really good.
I'm actually going to go out and get some new plates. Just these were.
I think stuff like this, I mean, I don't know about daytime, but nighttime stuff, there's no reason to be doing. A lot of the times you'll see movies where they do them with visual effects now. They'll shoot them with a blue or green screen and then composite in plates. And, you know, I don't think that those work so well.
Right.
More times than not, I find myself in a movie.
Well, we can time it better for each coverage. If you do an actual tow, you're never in the same place twice. So when you cut it, you go, well, it jumps all over the place. And I want to experiment more with doing it during the day, because as long as you can get a good enough projector and control your light sources, it should work out. Well, it will.
What they're telling you out there, folks, is that this car is sitting absolutely still, and through the magic of the rear projection, moving the car, the lights, and different camera techniques, obviously it's very believable that we're moving at night.
And the backseat overs that you chose work really well as well.
Yeah.
So crazy, dude.
Yeah. Another great shot coming up. This one wound on for a long time. It's all flashlight lit until we get in here.
Which is tricky, because now you're asking your actors who are acting to also light as they're working. But they always seem to do a good job of that.
They cut into that.
Yeah. It wasn't a one-piece shot that went right through the whole scene.
You know, we make a pretty good team, Jack. Shut up. I'm just saying, if you ever get tired of the SGC...
Talked about it before, but one of my pet peeves in film is playback that doesn't look like a computer. It's the what you see on a computer screen that doesn't look like the computers that we're all so used to working with. And I think Krista, who's our playback creator, does such a good job of creating playback that actually looks like it is an actual functioning computer, but yet still gets the points across that need to be gotten across.
Yeah. Well, and you also have to stretch reality a bit to be able to read the stuff.
Absolutely. So, you have to make a point, and you know, computer playback isn't designed to be seen for a camera. It's designed, or real computer screens aren't designed for cameras.
And there's no known cure.
Except the healing powers of a gold symbiote.
The only way that would work would be through implantation.
Well, they may be studying the symbiote, trying to isolate and artificially...
She's a terrific actress. She's great.
Yeah.
What a pleasure to work with.
Yeah, Thrill's fab.
Well, obviously, we've been researching this for some time, sir. Even with unlimited resources, I would be greatly surprised if they came up with the answers quickly. And if they're trying to save this man's life, they're running out of time.
How do we find him?
Given his condition, he would require constant medical supervision. He must be in some kind of a hospital or well-equipped facility.
Again, back to one of those scenes in the boardroom that we've seen so much that in a case like this, to depart the information or impart the information, we do some more rapid cutting within close-ups and.
Well, I guess in a show like this that has so much opportunity and is actually quite sort of intriguing, different locations and lots of chances for, movement. It's easier to kind of just let a briefing room come and be, because it's almost like a breath, right? It's you're taking a moment to breathe. And
there's an interesting shot here.
That's great, yeah.
Well, it's also the pace. I mean, if you have all these big shots that we're doing here, and as you can see, it's kept the pace moving quite well so far in the story. And if there's nothing you can do in a situation like that, boardroom new or keep it moving, then what you do is you just use a lot of rapid cutting to keep the pace going. You have to, otherwise it slows way down.
Right.
This is a old stuntman friend of mine, Mike Crustacea. What we do here is, obviously that's a miss. The elbow and the foot comes up missing by 6 to 8, 10 inches maybe. It just crosses in front, and the stuntman will take a hit, and it looks very believable.
And sound.
And obviously, yes, the sound.
Huge on those.
Absolutely.
The exits are sealed, Major.
Who are you? What the hell am I doing here?
My name is Adrian Conrad.
Adrian Conrad.
You're here because of me.
Eat that
Back
guy.
off or I shoot him.
So this is the first time we've seen this character.
Yes, right. Except for in the
playback. Yeah.
In the playback, right.
It's the real antagonist of the show, I think.
You put the gun down. There's a very good chance.
Actually, there's something, I guess we'd just say sympathetic about him. I don't know what it is, but
well, you can understand the desperation.
Yes, exactly, because of his plight.
Well, that's what makes it, I think, a good episode. It's not just sometimes with the Goa world, as cool as they are as bad guys, they can be really bad.
Yeah, well, at this point, he's not a Goa'uld yet, but but that's why you're kind of sympathetic toward his character.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we see the transformation later.
It's much more interesting to have bad guys who have real, understandable motivations as to what they're doing.
Sorry about this, Major. But I've run out of options.
What now?
My immune system has been destroyed. The damage is irreversible.
I don't care what's wrong with you. Nothing gives you the right...
The human race has progressed to where we are today because of men who broke the rules and risked everything, most often because they had no choice.
Now, he probably will become a recurring character in their episodes because he lives through the end of this, right? And after he's a Goa'uld, becomes a Goa'uld.
Yeah, the next episode that deals with him, oh boy, is the one where he's in the cage.
I didn't shoot it actually, so I
You didn't shoot that one. That was Pete.
Bill and I have started 2 of these. That the other rotation is finished off.
Yeah, and it just escapes me right now. That episode, but
actually, Peter West, the director of photography, directed it. It's called.
Oh, that's right. It's 48 Hours, I think, isn't it?
No.
Yes, it is 48. It was Teal'c Interrupted.
Right.
When they
changed the
name to 48 Hours. But yeah, he's left hanging.
Teal'c Interrupted. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad they changed it to 48 hours. That's way better than Teal'c Interrupted. Way better.
What's this character's last name?
Adrian
Carter.
Carter. No, is it Carter?
I
No.
thought he said Carter. Maybe I wasn't listening.
No, he's talking to her, I think.
Maybe.
But,
Adrian Conrad.
Bill dropped on us. It's if you think about how that was done.
Yeah.
Without the aid of a 3-axis head.
You heard me. I said his name before they even said his name.
Think about what happened.
How did I remember it and they didn't? What?
Did we do that with a double head shot?
No, it was one head.
We had to. We locked the tilt off. We mounted it this way, right?
It was probably a change. Last minute change.
We'll find a way.
It probably was Carter and then they changed
Healing
Conrad
process will have a
afterwards.
lasting effect.
We're reasonably sure once the symbiote.
It's a neat set. This was built by the art department, but is actually built in the location at Riverview.
Yeah, it was an interesting one because it was really just an old hospital green room with dropping old ceiling tiles, and we put the plastic around it. And this guy's a billionaire, so I wanted to give it an antiseptic look, so I added the purple. I simulated the ultraviolet lights
Right.
and then put the other fluorescents around behind it. There's probably 100 fixtures just behind the plastic, which is nice of them to let me rent that many of them.
It was neat walking in there when you guys were shooting. You sort of walk in behind these plastic things. There's just rows and rows and rows of lights.
Now, there's another good one. That's a tracking one.
It's a great shot from James, that 3D tracking
when you're
gold.
Yeah, dude, they had to set up all that stuff.
An animator named Eric Ellefson. Very talented boy.
Help fix it.
Fine, grab a vest. You're with me.
Can I have my gun back?
Go. No. Daniel Teal'c, take the front entrance.
Teal'c's always entertaining in street clothes.
Yes.
Some form of hat or another.
Yeah. I think Christina actually has a really good time doing his costuming. So, implant that we haven't seen, but we know because...
We'll see.
Yeah. He's now
Whoa.
a bad guy. A real bad guy.
Vitals returning to normal.
Got the Bill Garrity initials on the screen behind them.
Oh, yeah. It's funny, actually. Peter DeLuise did that in one of his episodes as well.
How do you feel?
The pain is gone.
We're going to need to run a full set of tests.
How long?
For what?
You said you'd find a way to get it out of him. How long are you planning to leave him this way?
We don't even know what kind of effect it's
I don't give a damn. Get that thing out of him.
We have a bit of a problem in that area.
What are you doing?
The scientist guys.
To a safe extraction process.
Yeah, they're quite a pair.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we know just enough to know the answers are there. We just can't get
This is a good demonstration of how much control Post has. These guys, I've used a lot of ultraviolet light on them. They've sort of brought it back to almost normal. But,
yeah, you can still see it, though. You can see the...
If you can't get to all the timing.
Yeah.
She has a nice blend of tungsten and ultraviolet.
Do whatever it takes.
And this were the other visual effects from the show.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I need to see a doctor. I think I just electrocuted myself. You're going to have to.
Yo,
very funny, Joe.
I love this.
Yeah, this is very Joe and Paul, this little scene.
I just electrocuted myself.
The hospital is closed. I think I just electrocuted myself. Do you have any idea what that feels like?
No.
Here, check it out. Yep.
Like this.
Something like that.
Yeah, that hospital has a lot of photographic opportunities.
It sure does, eh? It's been painted so many times and changed so many times over the years. There's different people shooting there.
Who are you?
This is cool. I like this.
This is the one that...
What are you doing here?
Good timing.
Yeah, Rick and I differed about this one. He didn't believe that he'd do that, and I won this one.
Yeah.
It worked well. Did you rub his nose in it yet?
No, I haven't talked to him since.
Especially that we did it with his reflection in the window.
Yeah. That's what I mean, the crossing.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I wanted, yeah.
I am better. I can feel it. If you just let me out of these...
Nice BG.
Yeah, beautiful.
I can't do that.
I've been cooped up in hospitals for the last 6 months.
It's interesting when you set stuff like this up. It's sort of, you come up with an idea and then you sort of get it all together and get it in there, and then you really get to use it. And little things start to happen. And you go, and you. It's just like you want to set up the opportunities for nice stuff rather than specifically planning out each and every shot.
Well, and even though we get in there with prep and can design all the lighting things, a lot of times we won't see it until we walk on to shoot. So you gotta make hope that there are no big surprises.
Yeah. It can be pretty inspiring too if it's all worked out.
That's so cool, dude.
It's a fun day of shooting.
That's so dope.
So there's always... It's very funny, but there always seems to be surprises when you view it afterwards. Because
Must be so much fun.
didn't really anticipate or didn't see. Most of the time, it's good. You know, it's something that brings it a little more alive.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, when we're shooting, we all are sort of watching our own bits and pieces.
Very true, yeah.
And then once the show's all done, we can kind of enjoy each other's work, really.
I think one of the most interesting parts about this business is seeing, actually finding those surprises when you do view the footage, whether it be, you know, just a person's face or a performance or a certain light value or something. It's always exciting. It's always something new. You know, every time you see it, or most of the time.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, or those few times when you see something, you go, oh, I wish we had done something else.
Yeah, that's true. That happens also.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Daniel, we got Carter. She's okay.
That's good. I think we have another problem, though.
It's a great light.
Mm-hmm.
Light worked out really well there, that surgery light. Uh-oh.
It's another big dolly move that Will pulled off. A prism diving right down onto the floor.
They put it in Adrian Conrad to cure him. They thought they could use me to find a way to remove it.
Another extra super wide lens there for that one.
I always like seeing Tom do this kind of stuff because he does so much stuff around Vancouver. He's a really prolific theater actor as well. And I don't know. I obviously haven't seen all of his work, but I don't know whether he gets to do this kind of action stuff very often.
Yeah.
He usually gets cast as sort of, you know, businessman or different things like that. So I think he kind of gets off on this. Looks like he does.
Yeah.
Has a good time.
That's dope, dude.
Now we're getting into the coolest part, I think, of the show. Almost.
Now, there's so many opportunities in this place to shoot.
It was fun. Myself and Michelle, who's another one of the supervisors on the show, came out. I think we were showing Michael Greenberg some shots from one of our earlier shows, and this particular episode is very light on effects, and it's nice sometimes to have that. Great shot. Very cool shot.
This is actually two 360s strung together. They've cut into it right here, but it's a little bit tricky lighting-wise, but fortunately coming through the windows. That's nice reflections. And
this is great.
We wet down the whole basement of the building.
I don't know, Michelle and I kind of wandered around as you guys were shooting upstairs, outside, and went all through all of these corridors. And, it's so creepy, but so much fun, you know?
Yeah.
There's another 360.
Damn, dude.
I love these running shots. Just seeing the hallway coming at the camera or receding away.
Some terrific camera work here.
That cut together nicely, that sun to sun.
Yeah,
sun to sun. That was one of those, what we were talking about, a surprise. Cut nicely. When we went to shoot this, that sun was just beaming in the window.
Our editors are fabulous. We never talk about the editors, but they really do a good job of stringing it all together. And
the unsung heroes of the editors, you guys.
Stuff.
This was an interesting location. It was written as a boiler room, and we got there, and it was really a ground level day look, just a room, and we sort of stylistically lit it and made it dark and covered all the windows and made it creepy.
And red. I like red. Danger, danger.
Well, it has to be darker to see them. There's just one little tiny backlight light down there, and then a flashlight.
Just a little rim. Thump.
That worked.
Yeah.
That That's nice.
Where you going?
Yep.
Shoot me, and you'll kill the host.
Don't make me.
Yo. Dirty. Yep.
You want to live? You come with me.
This worked out well.
guy.
Like this.
Nice smoke. Ray Douglas and the gang.
And then he thinks that Jack thinks that Harry shot him.
Shot?
Mayborn.
And I like how Amanda plays that. Obviously, the professional soldier always secured the location first, even though when your best friend is in trouble.
Colonel O'Neill has been shot. We need an ambulance now. Sir, are you okay?
Well, in that case, we usually always have, obviously, professional soldiers there, you know.
Rob Verge.
Yeah, Rob.
Or not Rob Verge.
Fournier.
Fournier, right.
Rob's a local teamster. Rob Fournier, yeah, comes in and gives us advice.
Shot you?
No.
Hang in there, sir.
I can't believe the son of a bitch shot me.
Well, we don't know for sure that it was Mayborn.
We also don't know how Mayborn and Adrian Conrad got by the men surrounding the hospital. However, the local authorities...
Nice sequence. That whole chase.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah,
yeah.
It worked out well.
I mean, that's a good 5 minutes of just about no dialogue at all. All visual.
Yeah, that basement was nice.
Mm-hmm.
This final, we were going to play this all from here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 6 mil again up on the roof.
Yeah.
Tom Wells, our construction supervisor, made it all possible by mounting a metal beam up there first to mount the camera because you could see anything from the floor.
Well, right now you have no choice. But once you start delivering...
I'm glad we covered this. It's not like cutting into these extreme close-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from very wide to tight. Fun.
Don't offer anything equal value to the knowledge I possess.
I'm not...
See, the offset close-ups, very tight offset close-ups, too, are different. You know, you cut into them as opposed to...
Didn't see any of the other Garrity trademark, which is the close-up with a wider lens.
Well, yeah, we started on some.
On this one, I was basically using
pulling
the
back.
extreme wide lenses. I did, some of that, but the extreme wide lenses, and then cut into a long lens tight to keep the the background out of focus.
Yeah.
Which is a different look, and it's wide to tight. That's a different type of style.
Yeah.
That's it.
Great, thanks.
Cool, dude.
Thank you, folks.
All right, next episode, last episode, the best episode. Wormhole Extreme, you guys. Such a good episode. Definitely one of my top, maybe top 5, top 10 for sure.